Hello, everyone. Those of you that know me well know that I like to buy Oracle decks. I've got a lot of them. It's like an obsession. We're all that way, right? You can never have just one. And tonight, what I'd like to do is talk to you about one of those decks that I have. It's a new one, and a little bit about the story behind it. Recently, I've been working with the Dia de los Muertos Oracle, and I will continue with that series with a few more cards. But I want to take a break for a different type of energy. The most recent Day of the Dead card I pulled was on Mictlan, which is the Aztec underworld, and that opened up a whole lot of stuff, and that'll be a one card reading only because it was quite extensive. So it was very kind of dark and deep, and I really needed a break. So I went for a new deck that I acquired just recently, and I'm going to tell you about that one. Earlier in the year, I drove to a place in Clarksville, Arkansas for a psychic fair. And while I was there, I met my runes teacher and had a reading with him, which was great. And I also met a really neat lady named Rebecca Caravalho. And Rebecca is a very gifted psychic medium, very intuitive. And while I was chatting with her, she actually had a message for me. I didn't have a reading, but she had a message for me. And we talked back and forth. And I really connected to her energy. She's such an amazingly beautiful, beautiful lady. She's so great. And I saw there that she actually had created an Oracle deck. I was running short on time, so I didn't buy the deck. I left, and I knew at that time she mentioned that she was going to be moving out of state. And I left that fair, and I felt kind of a sense of loss that I had missed an opportunity. Well, earlier this month, I went to the psychic fair in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and I went with my friend Capatahi, and we had a great day. And while I was there, Rebecca was there too. She happened to come back to the state for one last fair that she had signed up for, and it was that one. So I had the opportunity to spend some one-on-one time with her, and I looked at her deck and I loved it. And I asked her if she would give me a reading, and she did. It's a beautiful deck. So I bought it. I came home and I've been working with it. And I want to share a bit of that with you tonight. Her deck is called Oracle of the Isles. Now, a little bit more about Rebecca is, in addition to her gifts that she has, she's also a professional photographer. She's a writer, and she likes to travel. So what she's done with this deck is she went on a journey to Ireland and the Isle of Man. And while there, she took her own photos and she has applied those to a deck that she created. It's got a really nice energy, and I'd like to read from that tonight. So I have three cards that I pulled. The very first card, the very first card is called Docking, and it says, attach yourself to solid ground. This is definitely something that we should be doing more often. It seems like in our lives, we are just free floating. We're just traveling around, going from one thing to the next, and we're being pulled in a variety of different directions. And it's easy for people to do that to us because we're not docked to anything solid. And that solid thing to which we should be docked is actually ourselves, our own intuition, what we know to be true for us, and our authenticity. That's where we should be firmly anchored into that. And the cares of this life seem to pull us adrift from that. So the very first card is about docking. The second card is awareness. And it says, be alert, watch out for the sharp moments. They can hide in the beauty, waiting to disrupt. Unfortunately, you won't be able to avoid them all. They are lessons to be learned from. And this is very true. In our docking moments, when we are anchored to something, that gives us the opportunity to stop, think, go within, and pull from our own intuition. We know the right direction we should be traveling. We came built with a in-place navigation system, and it's taking the time to really listen to our own navigation system, because when we don't, when we become unanchored and we're floating around, our navigation system is in a constant state of recalibrating. Do you have that annoying voice in the navigation system in your car? Mine's that way. And when I don't listen, my navigation system, she turns into a navigatrix, and she slaps me around, turn left, turn left. It's extremely annoying for her and for me too. So awareness, taking the time to just stop, pay attention to our surroundings, become aware, and see what's happening. The third card is a beautiful card. She took it, the photo was taken at sunset, and it says isolation. Alone time can help you see things in a different light. This is extremely true. So we anchor, we take the time to become aware of what's around us, and we do this in isolation. We have to go within. And when we do that, that time does help us see things in a truly different light. And by doing that, we can find our direction again. So it's just a very short message. Again, this comes from the Oracle of the Isles, a beautiful deck with original photography by Rebecca Caravalho. And I'll post the links and her information on this video so you can see it. It's certainly something worth checking out. Great energy. I'll do a few more shows on this and bring some more of her cards forward, because there's some really nice messages. And the energy of this is an energy of self-love and self-care. And we certainly need more of that. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great evening.